Jump right in.
We're gonna get right into this. We're gonna get right into the nitty gritty. What is that? Is that a cane?
It's called an anal dildo. Thank you very
Anal
much.
See, the cool thing when I go and do stuff, I can get some kind of fun shots with it.
Oh yeah,
I don't want to
get
get
some shots out of that.
Straight up, straight up there.
Some good money shots.
Yeah, like look at this. Like, you just orient it. Like
That's
this, and you go straight up like that, and you're just like right up there, like that. See?
rectal camera device.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's called a colonoscopy camera.
That right? I gotta work on the technology to make it smaller because people are pretty uncomfortable. But
No.
I think I got a marketable product.
No, don't ever make it smaller. No.
All right. What's going on, guys? It's the Philosopher. We're starting a little bit late, but yeah. Welcome to the
Tyler's
Concept
fault.
Podcast.
It's all
It
Tyler's
is Tyler's fault. He's not
It is
here,
Tyler's
obviously,
fault.
so we have to pick on him. That bastard. May he rest in peace. I mean, what? But no, so there's YouTube stuff going on here. There's been a big house cleaning. A lot of channels been talking about it. I heard, I don't watch his channel, but PewDiePie got hit really hard, but I don't think he's hurting for money. I know a bunch of other subscribers, or another bunch of other YouTubers have been making posts about losing their viewers. I've seen different videos about it. What say you gentlemen about this? What is going on and why?
Well, I lost like 11 subscribers, so
Shit.
fuck that. Well, I mean, if it's just people that are not active, which I don't think they've said that, right? I think they only said we're looking into it, which... Or is it been official that it's just people that are not active?
Yeah, it was YouTube and Google were cleaning house and just purging all the unused users or the inactive users.
Or was it
Sorry, my dog
official
is
though?
bumping everything. I'm not. I was reading it somewhere.
Well,
I
they
don't
do
think
it every
because-
time. They do it all the time, right? Like, they've done this before. It's not
Yeah,
a...
they've done it before, but they've never done it in such large numbers before.
Right.
Well, they did. What was the last one? Vivo Taylor Swift lost 1.2 million subscribers
Oh, wow.
last purge. And Vivo Beyonce lost 2 million subscribers because of the purge.
But that one wasn't that one also a part of like the Vivo company was buying subscribers or something along those lines, and like
That's probably
I think YouTube like took away like a couple million views because they were fake views.
Probably.
By that company. Yeah, I remember reading something about this a couple years ago.
But I mean, it happens it happens as much as a new Purge movie comes out. They do.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, it's pretty much, this is what happens. They take all the YouTubers, and they say, okay, then they send you an email and state, here's a list of YouTubers. You guys are now legal to kill each other. You have 72 hours to do it. And so they all go off and kill each other, and that's why we have no more subs. Because they're killing each other off.
I bet I could kill so many YouTubers before I went down. And I bet I could do it. It'd be,
Just have one locked in a garage somewhere.
we don't talk about that.
Yeah, after seeing your video with the, with the guy dressing up.
I'm saving that for the next Portland Retro Gaming Expo.
Oh yeah, the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, yeah.
I might let him out and let him run through the con, and I might capture him again. That'd be great.
It's like the Hunger
Run,
Games or
bitch,
something.
run.
If you don't get these console games from these years, God help you.
I will find you.
We need to see
You
that.
still haven't told me how you feel about the Sega Activator. Aside from it being hexagonal.
It's hexagonal? Hexagonal?
Hexagonal.
Wow. I can't think. Done. I'm done saying fancy words, guys. Done. But yeah, that's...
But like I said, it just seems to be an annual thing. Like Antonio said. Antonio? Or I don't know, like one of you guys said. It's not like those losses to PewDiePie are going to hurt him. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got millions of subscribers. Blah, blah, blah,
45.
It's not really going to hurt him in the long run. He's still going to make money. Some of the accounts, the smaller accounts got hit, but, how legit are some of the smaller ones when it comes to this?
Right.
Because, you buy views, buy likes, buy whatever, and it's YouTube and Google stepping up and doing what needs to be done to make YouTube more legit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I mean, Twitch does the same thing as well, right? So
I agree, and Google's really smart. They've got a lot of things going on, and I'm sure they have some sort of algorithm where either they look at how many times that subscriber has watched your video in a span of a year, or something along those lines. Or
That's still kind of bullshit, though.
why is that?
Because I mean, why would they probably like one type of video? If you do like different types of videos, and that guy likes one particular one, why does he care if if he still wants to be subscribed to you? You just want to see, that type of video you post every so often.
Mhm.
Why would that be of your subscribers? I don't get it.
I imagine it's not like the span of time is probably going to be very long, and it's probably also just active user. Like I'm sure it's a bunch of different factors. Like how long has that person been subscribed? How many videos have they watched? How long or how active are they on YouTube? Period.
Honestly, I bet if they had uploaded like one video, their account would still exist. It's probably just empty accounts that haven't done anything, and they're probably just indie and click accounts.
Yeah.
Would be my thought as to what they are. But
Yeah, I don't know.
Indian click accounts. What's that supposed to mean?
You know,
That's right. You get that
not
foot out of your
feather.
mouth. Feather in their cap.
No, there are a lot of like overseas stuff. Like my website, sometimes I get something from it says India, where they're commenting on my website, but then they also are advertising their own stuff. So I don't know. Sometimes you don't want those subscribers that are just like they subscribe to you and then they're asking for something like subscribe to me, and then they just put comments down, like they auto comment in your videos and say find my stuff. It could be shit like that where they're just automated accounts. So, also possible. I see those in the comments every now and then. Like these. I'll see a comment that's exactly the same on different kinds of videos, and I'm like, why is this guy? That's not even relevant to either of the videos you posted on. Why are you posting this? And it's probably because they're automated. But speaking of automated, you see that segue there? Do you like that?
I like that.
All right. A movie I actually did enjoy. I had to watch it twice because I fell asleep on it the first time, but that's not his fault. I was tired. Pacific Rim 2 had a bunch of information dropped upon us, and I'm excited because my boy John Boyega is going to be in the movie, and he's actually the main character. I think he's who is he taking the role over? He's switching out with he's the son of Idris Elba's character, Stacker Pentecost. Yeah, so that's awesome. You have Guillermo del Toro who's going to be on it. We have an actual release date, which is February 23rd of 2018. Kind of far away, but there's a lot of CG in that movie. It's going to take a while. Plus, John Boyega probably is pretty busy doing Star Wars as well, so I know they probably have to work around that. But they also have the director for Season 1 of Daredevil on Netflix, not the movie, working on the movie. His name is Stephen S. DeKnight, and then we also have the co-writer for Jurassic World, Derek Connolly, working on this movie. So, bunch of big names. I did already mention Guillermo del Toro, so you have a bunch of these cool people working together on this movie. I'm excited. I'm wondering if you guys have any opinions to add on to that.
So it comes out in 2018.
Yeah.
My question is, with all these writers and new director, are they actually going to look at the fact that the robot had a fucking sword in the beginning of the fucking movie and could have just used that and the movie would have been over? Oh,
No.
look, we got a special sword. Oh, we can use it now.
Maybe it was
halfway through the movie.
It was a one-time use sword.
Haven't you ever seen fucking Power Rangers? They had all these fucking things to do at the beginning to just wipe everything up, but they use it at the end. That's how it works. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. That's a great point, actually.
That's this type of movie logic.
We'll call
Always
that
is
Power Rangers logic.
The Power Rangers logic, yeah.
That's absolutely right. Hey, there's a monster. We have a giant Megazord that could stomp it while it's still small before Rita makes it grow. Let's not do that.
Let's not do it. Just fucking stop on it. Use a fucking sword as well. Because he had a sword that he'll just kill everyone, right? Let's fucking use that.
Yeah. So you can't go by that logic, Jared. You just can't. That ruins the whole. There'll be no movie.
Well, the movie was ruined. It was one of those brain-numbing movies where I watched it and my IQ dropped. Great movie though, great concept. It was fantastic, but when you get past the basic logic of the movie, you're just like, why am I even watching this? I'm just want to walk away.
Because you want to see fucking huge, gigantic robots fighting monsters. That's the only reason.
Yeah, that's why I went.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I waited for it to come on Netflix for free.
I watched that in theaters, man. That was worth watching in theaters, though. It was a good, visceral, giant robot movie, and I mean, I hadn't really enjoyed anything like that since Godzilla in 1985. And I thought the movie was done really well. I mean, like, yeah, let's admit it. Like, giant robots fighting is probably the dumbest thing possible, considering conventional weapons. If you made, like, a deck gun of a naval cruiser 4 times bigger, would be just as effective as a giant robot punching it in the face, but it's really amusing to see giant robots beating the shit out of things, and I went there all for that, and so I was pretty excited for it.
Yeah. Something that's not Transformers that doesn't ruin my childhood as well, so
yeah,
I appreciate that.
Transformers was good, but I mean, the first one was fun, but then, like, the later films devolved into this, like, CG mess to where they're rolling around and fighting so fast you can't differentiate the robots anymore. And that's what I don't like about Transformers anymore, but that's me.
That and the fact that they always have to have some like super hot Baywatch babe in the movie that has some sort of storyline that doesn't really matter to them. Like, I get it. You have to have someone that's relatable. Like, I guess they're afraid that people can't watch CG characters for a whole amount of time that's not for like just kids. But as much as I like Mark Wahlberg and Shia LaBeouf, I think they're both entertaining and funny people. But I don't need them in a Transformers movie. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, unless they're piloting Optimus Prime on their own for some whatever reason.
They need to do what they did in the 1980s Transformers movie, where like the kid got the Transformer suit, where he was kind of like his own Transformer briefly. If you remember that movie at all.
Was his name Spike or Sam?
I don't remember the kid's name because I really didn't give a shit about him at all.
Me neither.
But like he had the suit. And he could turn into a kind of a motorcycle or a car. I don't remember what it was exactly.
I think it was a motorcycle.
It's been a long time since I watched that movie.
Yeah, it's not necessary. But that's why Pacific Rim makes more sense, because I don't have this connection to these characters that shouldn't have these human roles. You know, it's like Gundams or something. You know,
well, it's a new IP and it dared to be different, which honestly I want to encourage because Hollywood literally has run out of ideas. So it's really fun when you have Guillermo del Toro bring out one of his ideas and make something that's just genuinely fun. And when the film is entertaining and just fun, I'll give it a pass. It doesn't have to be a cinematic masterpiece. I mean, like I watched Independence Day Resurgence this weekend, and I wouldn't say it's a masterpiece or even really compares to the original. It was just a fun movie to watch because I went there expecting a campy science fiction film.
Really, and it was that.
Yeah, it was exactly what I expected it to be, just campy and fun. It wasn't like. I mean, when you have the equation of aliens come to Earth, humans fight aliens, humans somehow manage to overcome aliens, it's kind of like, what do you really expect in that format? So it's just a fun film, and that's really all I went to watch, was to be just mindlessly entertained for 2 hours.
Oh, well, that's good to know. Yeah. I might actually go see that then.
If you like the original, you'll enjoy the remake. Or, no, sorry, not remake, sequel. It's 20 years apart, so it's really hard to call it a sequel for some reason. But... But if you like the original, you'll enjoy the sequel because it has some of the same funny things to it, and it just tries some things that are new, but doesn't really differentiate too much from that Independence Day mold. So it's just kind of entertaining, and I think it's worth watching in the theaters just for the experience of watching Independence Day again.
Okay.
Yeah, does it capture the magic of it? Because the original one was kind of a big deal. I remember when it came out.
Well, I would describe, like, it doesn't quite capture that same, like, magic and feeling of the original. Did you ever watch Robotech?
Yes.
It has a really strong Robotech feel to it because the humans have incorporated alien technology into all their equipment and stuff, so it's kind of a fun Robotech kind of feel, which I'm not sure if they were going for that, but that's what it felt like, so I really enjoyed that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's kind of what I got out of it.
Yeah. I think Independence Day, the first one, came out at a really good time for movies and CG. because it had a mixture of CG and practical effects. I felt like the aliens were practical, but the ships were CG, and there wasn't really many movies out there like that at the time, so it was going to be kind of hard. And
Well, actually, a lot of the ships actually were practical effects.
oh, were they?
Yeah, they were models.
Oh, that's cool.
It had a really good it incorporated practical, and I think it had some CG explosion and stuff like that. But it was a lot of practical effects because it was 1996 when that came out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it did a really good job of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so I take it this one was mostly CG.
Oh, entirely CG.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't ruin it for me, but I mean, it's just interesting to see how times change.
Oh yeah, I mean, like it's just, the skill set to do CG is entirely different than the skill set to do practical effects. I mean, like you can
Agreed.
get an entirely different look from practical effects than you can with CG. And this film, I think, because they went solid CG and you knew it was going to be kind of campy going in, it wasn't bad CG either. It was acceptable CG. So it wasn't like this is so bad it takes me out of the film, but it was good enough that you're like, okay, yeah, whatever. And I think honestly, incorporating the alien technology into human stuff would be a lot harder in practical models. So doing it with CG was just, I think, the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, I do want to point out that a lot of people have this assumption that doing it the CG way is like the easy way out, and there's a lot of man hours that go into doing a CG thing, and sometimes those hours they don't even pay off because the effects aren't that good. You have a lot of things to consider. Like you have to film the movie with the idea of having the CG in it, so the lighting has to be on point. That's not always something that you can fix afterwards. You doing the mocap, doing the acting with nothing there most of the times. It's hard to plan a movie around doing CG if it's done really well. So that's something that a lot of people think. You know, even I was guilty of this, but people think it's the easy way out sometimes. And I don't always think CG is the best way to go, but it isn't as easy as everyone thinks it is.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
always,
like-
I think always the combination, right, between CG and practical is what makes most of the time, just makes the movie look much better, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, honestly, I'll give The Force Awakens credit for actually going with practical effects in some regards as opposed to CG. So I'll give them credit for that regard. Because I mean, like a lot of the ground shots weren't just extended CG shots. A lot of those were actually physical models they built for the film. So I'm like, you know what? I can really respect that they're trying to get that visceral tone for it as opposed to what Lucas did. But then again, even though the prequels sucked, you can admit that the prequels brought to the table the ability to generate these worlds in CG. They spent the money and the time developing the technology to make this possible for the industry. So you can give them credit in that, at least.
Well, but they didn't invent that, right?
Oh, they didn't invent it, but I think they definitely pushed it to the next level to where it was film believable, as opposed to like what it had been with like The Last Starfighter, or I'm trying to think of another CG film where it looked like garbage. But yeah.
Sorry.
Well, they pretty much perfected blue screen. A lot of companies were using green screen and green screen effects for movies. Lucas pretty much perfected blue screen. You know, where everything was there in front of a blue everything. So
he had developed like these elaborate software and hardware rigs that allowed it to be generated. Well, this wasn't until later, but it actually allowed like real-time generation of the CG effects. It's like there's actually a whole video of Conan O'Brien going to Lucas Ranch or Skywalker Ranch, and like going out there and being put in a stormtrooper outfit that's just CG generated and it looks visually real because they spent so much time trying to develop that tech.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I love technology.
But yeah, back to Pacific Rim though. I'm excited for the sequel. I hope they bring Charlie Day back because I fucking love that guy.
I was going to mention him. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and the interaction with the other guy. I don't remember what happened to him though. Yeah, Charlie Day was that was the right kind of humor. Like for some reason, I like Charlie Day, but a lot of times he makes me really irritated because he's overly stupid. He's a great actor. But like.
Well, I mean, but have you watched all of Always Sunny in its entirety?
I can't.
Well, if you've watched from the very beginning, here's the funny thing about that. The idea of Always Sunny in Philadelphia is that this is what you don't do in a sitcom. Because what you see in like shows like Friends, all the actors get more attractive because they're like seeing personal trainers and stuff like that. But in Always Sunny in Philadelphia, they actually try to go the opposite. And Mac actually intentionally gained like 50 extra pounds to look like shit, so that they would be the opposite of what a sitcom would conventionally do. So with Charlie's character, as opposed to having this wonderful developmental arc where like he improves as a person, they've turned it around and made him just gradually turn into this incredibly dumb person who can't read. And it's this fantastic just switch to what you would normally see on sitcom television. So that's the entire premise of Always Sunny. So Charlie Day, to follow through with that act, and the fact that he named the character on the show Charlie after his real name, is just hysterical to me. But that's just me.
We'll have to talk more about this show later on. That sounds interesting.
It's actually like one of the smartest fucking shows on television, and people don't realize it.
Yeah, I just always get turned off by dumb characters. Like I hated him in the first Horrible Bosses because he always pissed me off because he was so goddamn stupid. But he was also like, I liked him as a character. It's just like I never found him funny in those moments. You know, I have a weird sense of humor. Certain things like really bad stupidity just pisses me off. Like I can't watch a lot of cartoons like Archer or a lot of Family Guy and stuff like that because it makes like stupidity is not always funny to me. It's like, okay, I need a better way of finding humor. But to get back on topic, I do think he was really good in Pacific Rim, and I agree. I hope they put him back in there.
Speaking of dumb people and dumb things, Street Fighter V has new characters.
I was waiting for that.
I was like, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. It's great.
I was into her speaking. I was like, I know where he's going with this. That was a great segue for you, Jared. I appreciate this. But no, yeah, I'm actually really excited. If you guys don't know yet, somehow, there are 4 characters now that are still not out for the Season 1 DLC of Street Fighter V, and the two characters, actually one got delayed, and there's another one that was announced at CEO, or had their showcase, and then also revealed 2 other characters. So you have Ibuki, who's coming out, and Balrog, who are also simultaneously coming out this Friday with the storyline DLC called A Shadow Falls. And that's going to be this whole great storyline that everyone's been complaining that's not in the game in the first place. So looks like they worked really hard on it. If you haven't seen the trailer, check it out. It's actually really cool. I'll post a link from Polygon for you guys so you can check it out. I'm really excited, but there's also 2 new characters that people lost their shit over. You have Juri, who was exclusive to Street Fighter 4. She was a new character from Street Fighter 4, and then you also have Urien, who I know he was in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. I want to say he was in one other game, but I can't think of it right now because of reasons. But he looks awesome. People are super hyped about him. There's like reaction videos of some of the competitive gamers who like were crying or just freaking out because they're so excited about these characters coming out. I alone could probably talk about a lot of these characters. Like Balrog, I've always hated this character, but I'm gonna give him a chance. I'm being open-minded. But I don't want to blab on too much before I give these guys a chance to add their opinion. Jared. Silence.
No, I'm just letting you talk.
Okay, all right. So yeah, for any of you guys who are interested in Street Fighter, they actually have done a really good job. I know
you're getting people out of their money. Oh, sorry. That was I thought my mic was off.
Oh, no, it's okay. I forgive you. But no, so there's a guy named Peter Rosas. He goes by Combo Fiend. He's been working on the game, and he's been doing a really good job. He's a competitive Street Fighter player. I know he plays other games as well, but to stay on topic, he plays Street Fighter competitively. Not so much in Street Fighter V because he's actually working on the game. And that's just awesome that they not only are listening to their target audience, they're actually bringing on their target audience to help develop the game. And I think, just from what I've played so far, the game has done really well. I'm not trying to be an advocate of the game in general, but just like these new characters that are coming out. Shut up, Jared. The new characters that are coming out look awesome. I hate Balrog, but I've played this game so much that I have a new respect for Street Fighter in general, and he looks like a really fun character. He looks ridiculous, and he legitimately is stupid. So that is very to the point. I hate his character. I hate his character terribly, but I like his playstyle. I like boxing. I've always hated how he plays, and so I'm gonna give him a chance. And then, yeah, Ninja Girl, when she comes out, I'm gonna give her a chance too. Ibuki. So
Now,
that was
these
my
characters in the last game.
Balrog. He's a legacy character, so he's been in like almost every single one.
Yeah.
Ibuki has been in a few of them. She was a DLC for Street Fighter 4. She was in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike along with Urian. And Juri, like I was saying before, she was exclusive to Street Fighter 4. And
So she was a new character, right?
Mm-hmm. But
So-
she was... What's that?
I was just gonna say, so they have all the models of these characters already, and they're just rehashing them for Street Fighter 5.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's
Not
what it sounds like.
not not Urian, but I mean, you could look at it that way. But I mean, these characters have gotten an overhaul, and I mean, that's not the hard part. Getting a 3D modeler, they could do that in a couple of days. That's not the hard part. The hard part is the animation. The hard part is getting the frame data to be even and making these new moves, finding out what moves you need to take out, what moves you might need to add. The model, that's maybe a week, maybe a day.
So copy and pasting code from Street Fighter 4 Super Ultra Cheap Edition, pasting it in Street Fighter 5. I can do that. Control C, then Control V. Done. I made Street Fighter 6.
You're hired. I'm hiring you. Let's go.
You're hired.
They're hiring their fans. I mean, come on. I mean, hey, Capcom, you know what goes really good with a fighting game? A story mode.
I can't tell if you're joking or not.
But it does. The story mode does go good with a fighting game.
What fighting
No.
games have you been playing?
A single player mode. Something you can play offline that isn't a practice.
But you suck at the game. You have to get better at it. No, I mean, I'll agree with you on that. And God, we've debated about this back and forth. But as I said before, the target audience for the game initially wasn't for the filthy casual such as yourself. It was for people who are competitive.
And how did that turn out?
Just fine. I mean, I guess the sales numbers aren't as great as they'd like them to be, but the tournaments have been fantastic. Combo Breaker was awesome. CEO is great. Evo is turning out to be one of the biggest tournaments so far. So I mean, they're doing really well.
How's
But
our Metacritic score looking?
how's their credit score looking?
Metacritic.
I don't know. I don't look at
Credit-
Metacritic.
I want to see their credit score right now. How's it doing?
Well, Capcom credit
It's
score
not
is pretty low.
740.
Probably not
This
good.
is garbage.
Probably not.
Yeah, man. God damn it, the fucking credit score. That's
Yeah.
that's what's important right now.
But look,
Yeah.
I'm not a sheep like you, Jared. I play games based off of my own personal opinion. I can't go by
If I was a
reviews.
sheep, then I would have followed and bought the game blindly. And
You're going by
playing
what the
it.
media is saying, though. You haven't even given the game a chance.
I did give it a chance. It had no story mode.
See, one thing I'll put out there.
Yeah.
Was when I was a kid in 1992 or 93, I remember we rented a Super Nintendo
Mhm.
because it was only available on the Super Nintendo at that point in time.
Yeah.
That
The
was
first one,
that,
right? The first.
Yeah,
the first.
that was cool. I mean, that was great though. Yeah, I still have that memory fondly in my mind.
Oh yeah.
It was fun times.
And it was very easy to spam the hit, and when they blocked, you grabbed them, right?
Mm.
It was very in that
No,
particular game.
I've always really sucked at Street Fighter, so I wouldn't necessarily know the moves.
Well, there was for that particular one, because I remember that very clearly. It's just if you do it right, it can't be undone. Where just jump, just give a little hit, they block, and you grab them. They don't have enough time to react to whatever it is that you need to do, right, to keep out from them to throw you away. In that first one, that will always happen like that. And if you know how to do it, that you will always win with that.
Yeah,
so
that's
I was
kinda
always
sick crap.
I was either Chun-Li, Blanca, or Honda.
Oh.
Just spamming one of their main moves was the only way I could do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I did the same thing with like Yonda and Blanca. But what you're talking about is a take throw. That's actually still a legitimate tactic to have in your repertoire.
What?
The one that block and grab them?
Win?
Yeah, you can do a jab, like something really fast, and then while they're in hit stun, like right after they get out of hit stun, you time your grab properly. Only thing, they can get out of it, but they have to expect it. So it's a legitimate tactic to have in your arsenal of moves. The more you know.
There you go. The more you know.
Yeah, I use that sometimes.
So I have a question. Question. Because you played Street Fighter V, are the stories... Oh, wait, this might be hard. So let's talk about Street Fighter 4, because there is no story mode in Street Fighter 5. Are the stories, like, continuation from Street Fighter 2? Or is it just like, oh, hey, here's a new Street Fighter, and we kind of, like, reboot the storytelling of the character?
No, they are one whole storyline, but it's not It's not in chronological order. Like Street Fighter 4, I think, is the last one. No.
That would be before 5, yes.
No, chronologically, jackass. Like Third Strike, as I know now, is the oldest in the timeline. That's why like Ken has the long hair. Alpha takes place before 2, I believe. I can't remember the order, but yeah, they have a storyline and they are congruent, but there also are some things, like some inconsistencies that kind of get tossed aside. But for the most part, yeah, they are all interconnected. But like this one takes place after Third Strike, if I remember correctly. No, before Third Strike. This one takes place before Third Strike because Laura is Sean's brother. She's in the game. Sean is still young. Got it. Boom. Done. Yes. So they do connect. There is some rhyme or reason, and but it is kind of crazy as well.
Okay. It's just because, when you look at, like, talk about stories, I'm interested to see what the storylines are for Street Fighter V. I really am. And from what I've read and what I've heard, it's supposed to be good. But, again, I think that's when I'm going to give the game a chance,
Yeah.
But, I really compare it to, like, the Mortal Kombat story.
I've heard those are fantastic, though.
The King of Fighters one can be really good as well.
Oh, the King of Fighters is great. When you go back from King of Fighters 95 all the way up, right? Great. I like 95. I know it started before that too, but
right.
Starting with like Fatal Fury.
Oh man, I love that anime.
The Tekken story. Like I liked how Tekken did it, where you played all the characters, you got to the ending of each character, but you wouldn't know who actually won the Tekken tournament until the sequel of the game came out.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Whoever was on the cover or whatever in the instruction manual was the one who won the last tournament.
That's cool. I like that.
So it's like, this could happen if he wins. This can happen if he wins. And you don't actually know until, boom, he won. So this is the storyline that it follows.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
So that's pretty neat.
So there is a small prologue for each character in Street Fighter V. It's very short. It's not an actual like fight thing. It's just you get a little bit of some dialogue, like some actual verbal dialogue, and then you get a few like hand-drawn animations as well. They go along with it, and you do a few smaller fights just to get a background story of like how each character started into this game.
Which is lame because it's like getting a kiss from a toothless woman.
Or a blowjob for a toothless woman.
So I have to interrupt the Street Fighter 4 discussion to tell you that on the Steam sale right now, the LucasArts Adventure Pack is on sale for $3.74, which includes The Dig and all the Indiana Jones adventure games from the mid-90s, which were fucking amazing, and also Grim Fandango is also on sale for $3.74, which is also a fantastic adventure game. Like I would say it's like the ultimate adventure game at the end of the genre's life.
Can I just say that I'm not into those games, though?
Fair enough. I mean, like, some people aren't, but as far as, like, games you should have experienced in the 90s, these are the ones you should have tasted.
Oh, yeah.
Also, you just want to wrap your lips around.
Yeah, I mean, like, just, that taste, you just want to, fondle a little bit and just get it in there.
I didn't mean it in that way. If you want to take it sexually, go ahead. I meant like a real, Asian taco.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's not what I meant at all.
Gosh. That's great.
Just let it do things to you. Let it take you places. And just Just accept it.
Just go with it. Just go with the flow, bro. Go with it.
Yeah, right?
But no. So the last thing, I'm surprised we talked about Street Fighter for so long. But
Yeah, me too. Kill me now.
So Overwatch is the last big thing to talk about tonight. And the one of the big things with that is that they have the new competitive mode in there now, which is pretty cool. They've also done some updates to the game overall, so it kind of incorporates into the quick play as well. I haven't played the AI at all, or the other mode that they have. But yeah, so now they have that, which is based off of points rather than how the competitive scene has been doing it, where it's based off of time, from what I understand. So you play your match. If it's attack and defend, it goes by whoever gets the most points. If there's a sudden death, if there's a tie, then you go into sudden death, and that team wins the match, which I think is really cool. I was wondering how they were going to do this, and it seems like they're making it really fair. I'm excited for it. You have to be level 25 to actually do the ranked mode, so that is a thing, which I think is probably smart. And then, from what I understand, you get 10 matches, kind of like League of Legends, and then you get placed into your league. I don't know exactly how the hierarchy is, like bronze, gold, silver, platinum, diamond, or something, but that's pretty much the premise of what they're doing with this game.
Well, pretty much what it is you're getting your 10 placement matches, and you get put into from ranked 1 to 100. 100 being the best, and then all the way down. Average player is always starting at level 50. And then after that, you get placed in your rank. And then you need to win 2 games or a game to go up. But if you lose, you go down. Okay? And then and if you win, you have to win like 3 games just to get back that level you lost. It's really difficult. And the fact of when this competitive mode first came out, every single professional team came onto Overwatch competitive as a 6-player team and was wiping the floor with everybody. So for everyone who said the competitive play is really hard, you probably ended up against like Cloud9 or Envy or something of that sort, because they were all on there wiping the floor with shitty players.
Like me, yeah.
Yeah, they would have like a really shitty person who is a really low, like level 10, jump in with them, and then they were just wiping everybody because they would move their total team score down to 50, where all the level 40s to 50 were there, and then just wiping the floor with them. And they're like in the high 80s and 70s, right? So you have one person's score who's really low. That's what they were doing. So it wasn't good. Also, they have, if somebody leaves your team in the middle of a match, you have 30 seconds to leave, but you'll get no penalty, but you still get the loss. The penalty being you lose 75% ability to rank up, or something like that. So yeah, it's like you get like it's 25. You only get 25% experience. So, and that lasts like, I don't know, 5 or 6 matches or something, which is just ridiculous, really. For someone else leaving. But on the other hand, Overwatch or Blizzard has done for people who keep leaving. If they leave over, I think it's X amount of times, they'll actually get a warning and a ban from the competitive mode. Then if they continue to do it after that, they'll be banned for the season.
Yeah, that's great, actually.
Yeah, so that you won't have those trolls coming in. All right, let's start the game and then back out right at the beginning, Call of Duty-wise, because people can't come back in once the game has started.
Oh wow, really?
So it's like your team of 6, you drop out, you're 5-on-6. And I mean, you can still win. We won last night on a 5v6, so it is possible, but it's hard. It's very hard, and the game makes sure that it stacks you up. If you're in a pre-made group of 3, it stacks you up against another pre-made group of 3. If you're in a group of 4, it makes sure it puts you in a pre-made of 4. If you're in a pre-made of 6, it puts you in a pre-made of 6. So Yeah. But my experience with competitive mode has been, it's all right. I just don't like losing and then having to take 3 fucking wins just to get the 1 loss back. That sucks. What about you, Antonio?
Nope.
Fighting with his mic.
Crappy Mexican-made microphones.
Damn. Incredibly racist.
I haven't played it yet, so I have no idea.
I'm enjoying that. There's a problem though, right? I mean, we need. It's like everything. This is a very group-oriented, cooperative versus game, right? So it's 6 versus 6. So you need to coordinate with 6 people in order to make it a fun experience. To be honest, I mean, because there's people that just don't play as group very well as a group, and then you get fucked pretty much because right now they are not monitoring how good you do versus the other ones. It's just fucking win or lose, right? I guess they said that at some point they're gonna, take that into consideration. I mean, how good you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, it's just if you win, they give you a point and you move up in the rank. If you lose, you go down. But again, what if you were like the best player there in your team and everyone else just fucking sucking balls and you lost because of that? I think that's not very. That shouldn't be much a factor, right?
Well, what I would say about that is this game seems heavily, and obviously, as you said, it's a team game. And it seems like they're trying to, at least to me, it looks like they're trying to encourage pre-made teams. That's always been the case in every team game, League of Legends, every MOBA. You kind of get dicked over by your team to some extent. You can get your way up through the ranks, but it's a lot harder than having a team of people that you already know. And you're going to get those toxic people if you're playing with randoms, and that's kind of the luck of the draw when it comes to playing ranked on solo. I think the only thing they could do to really fix that is to have a pre-made rank, kind of like I think Halo did this, where you have your clan. Halo 2, you had your clan matches, and then you had like pretty much random, and that's the only way they're ever going to really fix that. There's no way, there's no algorithm, there's no ranking system that's really going to fix having a shitty teammate, and that's kind of what it boils down to.
There is a way, a vote kick system.
You still get dick though. You'd lose more than likely. I mean, you might win if that person's trolling and you kick him out. I mean, I think it should be a feature.
Half the time I'm always playing with someone that is better off if they're not even there.
I mean, I think it should be a feature. I don't know if that would.
I play with fucking the video game Hunter. Fuck, we'd kick him out right away if we could.
Oh, poor Tyler. Yeah. But no, it should be a feature that's in more competitive games, because there are some really, really toxic people that just ruin it for the whole entire team. There are people who purposely troll and lose, or they go, and I don't get this logic. He said savage. I don't get this logic, but people who are like, oh, you were mean to me, so now I'm going to go ahead and just lose the game for you. Like, I mean, I was one of those kids when I was like, however old, a teenager, but like now I'm just like, what the fuck? Why would you do that? What logic does that? It doesn't make any sense. You just really are mad at the world at that point. Jared, I know you do it. The silence says it all.
Yeah.
Says it
Does
all.
it pretty much every time.
But I gotta say though, this game, it already looked like it was going to do well. Blizzard, like everything they touch seems to just make loads of money. But also, from what I understand, this game actually has topped in Korean gaming cafes. This game actually makes more, has more people playing it than League of Legends. So that's kind of a big deal. But nobody cares. Nobody but me cares about this. Thank you, Antonio. Thank you. But no, it seems like this game is doing really, really well. I mean, I've played it off and on, and it's a really well-made game. I don't know. I think they announced another character sometime eventually. It's another female.
Couple, I believe.
Two? Okay, I know of one, but I don't know much about her just yet.
Sombra.
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 Explain yourself, sir.
Sombra. It's called. It's shadow in English. In Spanish.
Oh.
She's one of the original Overwatch people, and she's the mother to Farah.
Oh, is she gonna have a bunch of rockets?
Probably not. They wouldn't have the same moves.
No.
But you can find all her moves. You can find her primary, secondary, what she looks like, and her special ability all in the map of Dorado. You just gotta find the clues, and it's been in there since the game was released. So.
Really? Huh. Well, that's actually really cool. I love lore stuff like that. I was led to believe that Farah was Egyptian because of her whole theme, but I think I'm just racist, apparently.
I thought she was Egyptian.
I don't know. I mean, maybe some of
that, like, one of her skins is Anubis. I assumed she was, but that could be me. And she has the Eye of Ra tattooed on her face.
Yeah.
So I guess that would be a non-racist assumption, considering all the things point to
cultural
yes on that.
Yeah. No, maybe she's half Egyptian, half Mexican. I don't know.
Yeah, man. Some people move. I mean, come on. Not everybody stays in the country they were born in.
She can fly.
I mean, come on. Yeah, there are planes, you know. There are things that move people from point A to point B. Trump hasn't built the wall in Overwatch yet. So, can you imagine if they did that? If they use real political things and stuff like that and change it in games? Mm-hmm. So it's like any game that has like a Mexican-American border all of a sudden has like the Trump wall.
No.
The 11th wonder of the world. He's seen from space.
Yeah.
All the Pharaoh Sphinx have fucking Trump's face on it.
Oh god. Oh god. Blah.
Statue of Liberty is just Trump standing there going.
Oh, the statue of get the fuck out.
I like it.
Yeah, man. You know, Trump loves us.
What is it? You're homeless. You're hungry.
He's been saying that for a long time.
You make all his ties. Of course he loves you.
Ooh.
And his suits.
And his wigs.
And his wigs.
And his weave, yeah.
His weave.
You know that bitch got no class.
He is super ratchet, as the kids are saying these days.
Ratchet.
Is that what they're saying, right?
What does that even mean?
What are kids saying? I don't know anymore.
That's what the kids are saying.
The last thing I heard kids saying was YOLO, and I'm like, wait, did you say that unironically? They're like, yeah, and I'm like, oh god, what's happened?
Have you heard the, God, I hate to get off topic, but I love this, the Lonely Island version of YOLO?
Yeah.
I love that. I love that song. They take it and flip it on his head. But I think I've demoralized Jared, so we're gonna.
you broke him.
We're gonna end it here. We all have our busy lives. Jared, I'm sorry, he's crying. So I'll go with Antonio to see where you can find him and what he does.
I mean, you can find me here in my house. If you take the 101, right? Come on, man, that was really fun.
Does 101 really connect straight down to your house?
You can find me on YouTube, Bucado Retro Reviews.
He doesn't make any new videos, so don't even bother.
I made an update video. I don't know what you're talking about.
You made an update video saying like, yeah, I'm gonna play Overwatch. Fuck me.
Play Overwatch and fuck everyone else and everything else. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I just fuck with everyone else. So yeah.
The neighborhood troll. All right. Ian, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me at my website, which I haven't updated in a while because of Overwatch. I'll blame that. Historicnerd.com, or if you want to talk to me directly, you can bug me at historicalnerd on Twitter.com, or you can follow me on YouTube, that place I'm on, or if you go to theconsoleexplosion.com, you can find me there as well. So yeah.
Yep. That's good.
All right, and Jared, do you have anything to add on?
Yeah, just hanging with my homies. Got Leonardo over here, got Spider-Man over here. I am your local advocate of Street Fighter 5 Sucks. And you can find me at my website of www.streetfighter5sucks.com. Follow me on Twitter, Street Fighter Sucks at Twitter, hashtag Street Fighter Sucks. You can also tweet me at whatever my Twitter was. And yeah, man, like, I got some YouTube videos about Street Fighter and how much it sucks. Yeah, man, Spider-Man, you agree? Leo? Yeah, man. See,
everybody gets one.
Yeah, everyone gets one.
Oh,
So
my
he's
God.
telling you now, don't play the game.
I can't.
All right? No, I'm just screwing. Xplosion.com, of course. It's the only place to go. Check out our content. Check out all these guys and their stuff. I did a video with Spider-Man about hats. I don't know. Didn't do anything with Leonardo here, but that's okay. But nonetheless, yeah, check it out. Street Fighter 5 sucks.
I agree with Chris. I can't even either. I can't even. But yeah, God damn it. I'm the Philosopher. You can find me on Facebook.com/Philosopher, YouTube.com/ThePhilosopher, Twitter @ThePhilosopher as well, and of course always on the ConsoleExplosion.com as well as all these fine young gentlemen as well, except for Jared, he's old as shit. But
Yeah, he sold the shit. Yeah.
if you like this video, please let us know by pressing that like button. If you have anything to add on to what we've talked about, let us know in the comments down below. And if you want updates on the podcast or any other videos that we do on the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can get updates whenever we upload a video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
You're right, I am old. I remember back in my day when fucking Street Fighter had a story.
Back when Ken walked into the fucking sunset. That shit was, no, it was Ryu. Ryu walked into the sunset. That shit was awesome.
Pronounced Ryu.